Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. I want to talk to you today really quick about overtraining. Overtraining. Somebody in the gym the other day asked me, is it possible to overtrain? And they also asked me about how many times per week they can train their body parts. Okay, well, here's the thing. First things first. In terms of overtraining, overtraining is definitely possible, but is highly unlikely. I'll say that one more time. Overtraining is possible, but highly unlikely. So first of all, it is possible that you could do so much volume and break down muscle tissue so much and do so much exercise that your body can't recover. But in all reality, in all my years doing this, I've never seen someone work that hard that they're reaching a point of overtraining. I've never seen it before. Even elite athletes very rarely get to where they're overtraining. So the average gym rat, the bodybuilder in the gym, the recreational lifter, very rarely have I seen anybody get to where they're overtraining. I mean, I've actually conversely seen people undertrain. I've seen people undertrain more than I've seen people overtrain. So if you're going in the gym, you're doing 3 sets per body part of a muscle, and you're training a muscle once a week, that's probably more undertraining than overtraining. Overtraining would be maybe if you were doing, a high amount of volume every single day without a day of rest and with improper nutrition, not good sleep, not good rest, not good supplementation, poor hydration, your body wouldn't be able to recover from the strain you put on it. But in terms of overtraining, you shouldn't really worry about overtraining. What you should be more concerned with is undertraining. You should be more concerned with undertraining, because if you're not getting the results that you're after, especially if you've been lifting and working out for a long time, it's probably not because you're overtraining. It's probably because you're undertraining, undereating, underresting, and doing all the things that you should be doing to recuperate from your training. So in terms of overtraining, do not worry about overtraining. Worry about doing enough work to even consider whether or not you're overtraining. And again, I observe this stuff all the time and follow channels, watch videos, and very rarely do I see anybody come close to overtraining. I mean, you got to remember, there are people who train for marathons and powerlifters who squat several times a week, bench press several times a week, do the power clean several times a week. And these Olympic lifters are training all the time. And the majority of people that what I call recreational lifters in a commercial gym, these are people that are squatting once a week, benching once a week, doing compound lifts once a week, if that. If you're not even doing compound lifts, or if you don't know what a compound lift is, you're not overtraining. And if you're benching once a week and you're doing, let's say, a squat once a week, you're not going to ever reach overtraining. You're not going to reach that point. One thing you have to pay attention to, though, is getting enough calories into your body, getting enough rest, and making sure all that stuff is tied up and making sure you're dialed in with all that. But in terms of doing too much work, I wouldn't concern yourself with doing too much work, because, again, I very rarely see it. Most of the stuff I see in the gym nowadays is a lot of talking, a lot of hanging out, but not a whole lot of grit and grind. And nothing against that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with coming to a gym and bonding with the community and hanging out with your buddies and just having a good time, I guess. But in terms of doing too much work, I haven't seen that kind of work ethic to where I've seen so many people doing so much work that I've had to tell them to dial it back. So again, just a real quick update on that. I want to answer that question. Do not worry about overtraining unless you're training, you know, every single body part to failure every single day of the week, 7 days straight. And even then, you know, the intensity level that you're doing is probably not even high enough to be concerned. Again, I very rarely see people doing forced reps anymore. I mean, back in the day, forced reps were the thing, and they really would burn you out, and they'd really tax your central nervous system. But as long as you get enough recovery, you're getting enough rest, and you're taking care of your mind, you're doing deep breathing and stress relief, you're going to be fine. Do not concern yourself with overtraining. Be more concerned with undertraining, and be more concerned with asking yourself, am I doing enough work? Am I doing enough work? Because if you don't have the results you're after, you're probably not doing enough volume. I'll do a little bit more on volume in a following video. Hope this has been informative. Have a nice day.